Hello, I am Stokes Ann Hunt, Director of Community Outreach and the Annie Penn Foundation. I'm here with our Foundation Program Manager, Taylor Lake, and one of our benefactors and fundraiser, Tequila Red, to help highlight the important role a foundation plays here at Annie Penn Hospital and in our community. Thank you both for being here today, ladies.
Thank you.
Before we get started, I'd like to give you a little bit of background information about the Annie Penn Foundation. Foundation was formed in 1990, and it was formed with a purpose to cultivate and expand resources to ensure the future strength and viability of Annie Penn Hospital right here in Reidsville. Our foundation has supported our community for over 30 years, and today the foundation is committed to reaching outside the walls of the hospital with a mission to assist our hospital in delivering health services responsive to the residents of the greater Rockingham County community. Taylor and Tequila will both help tell the story of how Annie Penn Foundation currently supports and positively impacts not only our hospital campus, but our entire community. So Taylor, can you tell us some of the ways the Annie Penn Foundation can use donated dollars?
Absolutely. The foundation's purpose is to raise funds and community awareness to enhance the health services provided by Annie Penn Hospital. Some examples of giving would be to our Annie Penn Cancer Center, our Annie Penn Cardiac Pulmonary Rehab, patient education and support, medical equipment and supplies, healing arts for patients, our employee assistance fund, and our Penn nursing program, also known as People Engaged in Neighborhood Nursing. Those are just a few of the things that your donated dollars could help provide. The Annie Penn Foundation opens a grant window each year from December 1 to December 31st to all departments at Annie Penn. Once those departments submit their grants, Stokes Ann and I and our Annie Penn Foundation Board of Directors, the investment committee, reviews the grants and vote on which needs best benefit our patients, staff, and the community.
Perfect. So all of these opportunities are so important for improving the health and well-being of our community. We've had some amazing projects chosen over the funding years. Our foundation has helped with hospital renovations, community outreach programs, and even a walking trail through the years. Taylor, can you tell us about some of your favorite programs that we funded through the Annie Penn Foundation?
Yes, I would have to say two of my favorites would probably be one of those I mentioned earlier, is the Penn nursing program, also known as Congregational Nursing. Those nurses are right out there in our community helping serve the uninsured. Also, our certified diabetes educator, she also helps those uninsured. Those are two of our great programs that the Annie Penn Foundation has funded through our grants.
Wonderful. We all have our favorites. So within recent years, Annie Penn Foundation has given over $500,000 for the purchase of equipment and programs to provide high quality medical care within our community. Of course, to give away funds to special programs, we must raise that money to fund back to our hospital and community. Like many foundations, the Annie Penn Foundation accepts small and large monetary gifts. Every dollar counts, as well as planned giving such as insurance, stocks, IRA, beneficiaries, charitable trust, and even gifts of real estate. We currently have 2-3 properties that we own now. We've planned fundraisers throughout the year, as well as planning for future years. So Taylor, can you tell us a little more about some of the fundraisers that we do?
Yes, this is the fun part of our job. The first Saturday night of December is always our biggest event of the year, and that's our Enchanted Evening. It's right here in Reidsville at Penrose Park Country Club. We have a band, drinks, a buffet, and lots of dancing. It's truly the perfect kickoff to the holiday season. Our second fundraiser is our garden party. It's another fundraiser we have in the spring each year. This is known as mostly a female fundraiser. We're working on reinventing that in 2022 to see if we can get some more men involved in that fundraiser for the upcoming spring. Also, we have local volunteers that fundraise for us near and far, like Miss Tequila Red that's on the call with us today. If it wasn't for generous people like her and the several others that help us, we wouldn't be able to do what we do each day. And we are so, so thankful for all of them.
So Taylor, you are exactly right. How thankful we are for all of our donors. We are so lucky to have community members like Tequila to help raise funds. And so Tequila, can you tell us a little bit about your personal experience with our Annie Penn Cancer Center and why you decided to fundraise on our behalf?
Okay, just to give you a little background, my grandmother in 2017 was diagnosed, well, June 2017 was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Months prior, she was, they couldn't find out what the issue was, and then finally found it in June, and it was considered stage 4 by the time they did figure out what it was. She eventually passed away on November of 2017. And she is my maternal grandmother, so I'm closer to my maternal grandmother, and it was very detrimental to me. It broke me. And over the years, 2 years prior to that, her sister also passed away with pancreatic cancer. During that time, she was a patient at Annie Penn. My mother took her to several appointments by herself because all of her other siblings were working. She was the only one that was unemployed at that time. And just the things that she came back and told me that as far as her help that she was receiving from Annie Penn, as far as gas, for her to take my grandmother back and forth to appointments, if she needed food, for her or my grandmother for lunch, dinner, however, because those appointments can be very time consuming. They provided lunch for her. Anything my grandmother needed at that time, as far as a cell phone bill, if things that she could not afford to pay due to those cancer treatments. And my mother would come back and tell me that she was receiving help when I would ask her what did they need. At that time, I was working a full-time job that was very, very demanding of my time, that I could not come to those appointments with them. When her untimely passing in 2017, like I stated before, it was very taxing on my life. And so I tried to figure out a way to give back to Annie Penn because it was so impactful that they came back and told me about it. Sometimes people don't think of the small things to say thank you because they just going through the motions. But my mother, it really touched her that she was able to get that help at that time. So my grandmother was a very giving person. She would go to soup kitchens. She would go to the homeless shelter. She would go to like certain flea markets and just give away stuff all the time. She was a giver. So in that grieving process that I experienced, I felt the need to give back to others. And that helped me. It helped me through the grieving process. It made me feel like she was still here. I was still keeping her memory alive by seeing someone else help them go through this process and let them know that they're not alone. And Annie Penn was a very important piece of my grandmother's last couple of months on this earth. So by that, I felt the need to give back. And that was one of the things that was the major thing that I wanted to do to help keep her memory alive. And that was to donate to others that's going through the same process.
Thank you. And Tequila still donates to us.
Yes, and will continue.
She will continue. So Tequila, that story touches our hearts so much, and we appreciate the feedback that you give us regarding our care. Mm-hmm. And to that, these patient funds that we have, sometimes donors are happy just donating the funds to what we call the greatest need fund. And that goes for wherever we need it, wherever Annie Penn needs that. But many times our donors want their funds to go to exactly where they want them to go, like tequila. And we can do that. We have funds set up if you would want it to go to a cancer fund, if you want it to go in memory or in honor of someone, we certainly will do that for our donors. So just like tequila, we're happy to work with any donor to ensure that their dollars are used just as they deserve in the way that meets the current needs of Annie Penn and our community. So Taylor, can you tell us a little bit about the process for accepting funds and how we designate these dollars?
Yes, so 100% of that is tax deductible, and most importantly, 100% of your donation goes to support services, our programs, patient care, and facilities within our community. When you give to the Annie Penn Hospital Foundation, it stays right here in Rockingham County unless you ask us to designate it somewhere else otherwise. And like Stokes Ann said, we can do it in honor of someone or in memory of someone. You also can do that anonymously. If you would rather not be recognized, we can do that as well. And no matter how small or large the gift is, it's all making a difference and investing in the future of Annie Penn Hospital.
Thank you, Taylor. And that's really important to know that our donors' money can stay right here in Rockingham County.
Stokes Ann, can you tell us a little bit about our Healing Garden project that we've been working on the past year or so?
Absolutely, Taylor. So we are really, really excited about this new project. I think we mentioned earlier we have a walking trail here at Annie Penn, and it is on the corner of Main Street and Harrison. So there's a lot there that's approximately an acre, and we are working with the landscape architect, Sally Pallia, and she did the Healing Garden at Wesley Long, and that's about a 2-acre healing garden. So she is designing, we should have our conceptual design in a couple of weeks. We have a steering committee. It will include a labyrinth. It will include a water feature. We will be bringing in big trees to give us shade and give us privacy. It will have areas that people can grieve and people can spend time alone and process. It's open to the community, so there's no gates. It's open from dawn to dusk. And for our patients, our visitors, our staff, and the walkways will be wheelchair accessible. So we are so excited that this will be right here on this property. We do know, we have research that shows that healing gardens can decrease stress, it can lower blood pressure, and when you, and Tequila's family knows this, when you are in a facility and someone is being treated, you're inside the walls of the hospital. Sometimes it's nice just to get outside on a nice day, read a book, or just to relax, or maybe walk the labyrinth. A lot of meditation can be done in that area. So we're excited. Hopefully by the end of this month, we will have our conceptual design, and from there we will go out and start fundraising. So we will need to raise a lot to create this healing garden. So if anyone is interested in that, certainly let us know at the Annie Penn Foundation. So thank you, Taylor, for asking that question, because we are very, very excited about it. So during Annie Penn Foundation, during our COVID pandemic, that COVID pause that we took, we had to stop doing fundraisers. So we did not have our gala that Taylor talked about, that enchanted evening that is so wonderful and our community loves to see. Our garden party had to be postponed. But Taylor and I were not sitting around doing nothing. We had lots of community help come to us. So we were the office that organized donations for our staff. Excuse me, we had over 20 vendors give things, from Marco's Pizza, who gave an individual pizza for every staff here at Annie Penn. Osborne Baptist Church in Eden, they delivered meals 3 days a week for about 10 weeks. So our staff, as busy as our staff were during that pandemic, so our staff could be fed. We've received donations from Ralph Lauren that we had to give out to our staff, and that's pocketbooks and sunglasses. So our community and the greater community around Rockingham County reached out to us, appreciating what we were doing as frontline staff. We were right here with those COVID patients coming in, and it was scary, as everyone remembers. We didn't know what we were dealing with. We had all of our PPE on, and it was just good for us to have these community donations of food and gifts to give to. An example is an ED nurse who's just worked a 12-hour shift and say, here, you don't have to go home and cook. Here's you a meal, rest, take care of yourself. So we were so excited that our community stepped up and helped us through this. Still getting through it, but it's getting better, and we do appreciate everyone who donated to that. And ladies, this has been great today. I hope you had a chance, everybody has a chance to see what we can do here, and we always look for ways to improve the lives of our community. So Taylor and Tequila, thank you both for being here today and for helping us be right here with our patients and take care of the community that we live in.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Tequila, and thank you, Suzanne.
Absolutely. So if anyone has any questions about giving or fundraising for the Annie Penn Foundation, you can certainly call us at 336-951-4663, or you can visit our website, and that's going on the Cone Health website, conehealth.com/Annie Penn Hospital. You will look for the foundation and our homepage, and we thank you for joining us today and allowing us to show you how Annie Penn Foundation is right here with you and the greater Rockingham County community. So thank you, and if you have any questions, please reach out.